Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to session 2 of Smart Start. I'm Gerald Alder from the Division of Student Services and Development, otherwise known as the DSSD, and it is my absolute pleasure to welcome and guide you through this afternoon's program. So for persons that were here last week and are with us again today, we say welcome. And to those of you joining us for the very first time, on behalf of the entire DSSD, I say welcome to your first year experience at the UWI St. Augustine campus. Today, we continue our efforts at meeting your informational demands through what we call our first year experience or FYE program. So for persons that are new, you would soon get a better sense of what our FYE program is all about. So last week, we were introduced to both the realities and possibilities of the university experience with a presentation by our very own Director of Student Services at the St. Augustine campus, Dr. Deji Charles, who explored some truths and myths surrounding university life. Members of our admissions team then facilitated some very insightful discussions on what happens next now that some, if not all of you, have received your offer letters from the university. In today's session, we are shifting gears and turning our attention to matters of fees and funding. We will begin with a presentation from Mrs. Carolyn Gooding, Senior Financial Manager of Student Accounts at the UWI St. Augustine campus. And Mrs. Gooding will share some pertinent information with you on student fees and the associated process. We will then hear from Mrs. Stephanie Lovelace, a Senior Officer at the Ministry of Education, who will share some much needed information with you on the GATE program. The second half of our program will then be facilitated by our admissions team at the UWI St. Augustine campus, and who they will spend some time with you in our breakout sessions, guiding you through on the registration process as you prepare to begin your very first semester at the UWI St. Augustine in the next few months. So as always, students, we ask that you engage with us in the chat and be sure to pay attention and take note of all of the valuable information that will be shared with you. So to get us started, I invite at this time Mrs. Carolyn Goodin, who will take us through the first presentation. Over to you, Mrs. Goodin.
Good afternoon, everyone, and a warm welcome to you, first year students. I am Carolyn Gooding, Senior Financial Manager at the Bursary Student Account section. So this afternoon, I will share with you some information on the fees that are payable and the process and options for doing so. The fees payable, we have compulsory fees, we have your tuition fees, and we have whole fees where applicable. So compulsory fees, these fees are payable at the beginning of the academic year, and we have a breakdown of them here. They comprise guild fees, your ID card, that's your first issue only, so you only pay for that once. Your caution money, students group health, personal accident insurance, and your student amenities fee. And this totals 1,465 at the beginning of each academic year. Right, so what are the financing options available for these fees? We have GATE and we have HELP. And these two items will be dealt with by Ms. Lovelace in the next presentation. We also have the option of a payment plan. And I'm pleased to announce today for the first time that starting in August, the St. Augustine campus is launching a new payment plan by the name of FEEPay. So this plan would be accessed through the student portal, My Secure Area, and enrollment in FEEPay will be mandatory as it grants automatic financial clearance. So you'll hear this term being bandied about quite often while you're on campus. So what is financial clearance and what does it do? Financial clearance grants access to a UWI ID card, the health services unit, My Secure Area, all of the sporting facilities like the gym, tennis court, the swimming pool, your parking pass, My e-learning, which is very important, of course, for you to access your teaching, library services, access to examinations, and of course, graduation. Now, the new payment plan will be broken down into, you'll have 3 installments. If you are a sponsored student, so that includes persons who are GATE funded, or if you've received a scholarship, your payment installments will be 15%, 15%, and 70%, as you see in the third column here. And if you are a non-sponsored student, your 3 installments will be 40%, 30%, and 30%, and they are guided by the various deadline dates for each semester. What are the payment methods for these fees? First, you can pay, of course, via My Secure Area using FeePay, which I just explained. You can also do so online through interbank transfers using a valid credit card and the new debit chip cards. Both international and local chip cards can be used. You can also pay via wire transfer, and that is applicable to foreign students. And of course, at any branch of Republic Bank using the pre-printed UE deposit slips. We, of course, encourage you to make payments via FeePay, which is the My Secure Area, because what it also does is it updates your student account instantaneously. So you can have, ready and fast access to all of the services available that I just mentioned. So in a nutshell, that is the fees that are to be paid, the fees payable, the payment methods, and the options that are available. So we extend a warm welcome to you, and we can't wait to see you in August. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Gooden. We do have some questions coming in, and students, we assure you that we have a breakdown or we have some additional reading and information for you that we'll share in the chat. Mrs. Gooden, I know we have just about 3 minutes of free time, I guess, before we invite our next presenter on. And I'm noting a very important question here in the chat about clearance, specifically with the student payment plan. If after the first installment is paid, whether clearance is allowed. Is that something that you can weigh in on?
Yeah, sure. You would need to stick to the deadline dates. If you don't, what we call an automatic accounts receivable hold will be placed on your account. So once you select the plan, you have the option to select the plan that is suitable to you. You need to make the payments by the deadline dates. Now, the good thing about it is you will be prompted, you will receive email reminders, which will be sent to your UE email address, and they will remind you of the dates that your payments are due. So yes, you need to make your payments by the stipulated deadline date.
Thank you, Mrs. Gooden. And just one final question. Can you just share with students a bit more on the payment plan and where they can find perhaps more information online?
Okay, so the present payment plans are available on the same registration website, but the new FeePay, we're doing a full launch, a full marketing campaign beginning next month. So you will then be, you'll be apprised as to where you can find all of the information for the new payment plan. Other than that, you can go on to our existing website and you can get the information that is available.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Gooden, for your time and for sharing. We appreciate it. So students, as you would have heard from Mrs. Gooden, the information is on our website. So feel free to visit the website and engage. You will also hear much more information on FeePay as the campaign rolls out. And of course, we would have placed some information with you, specifically the financial booklet for both undergraduate and postgraduate students in the chat. So feel free to familiarize yourself with those documents as well. All right, so thank you so much again, Mrs. Gooden, for being here with us. So as the afternoon progresses, we want to now invite Mrs. Stephanie Lovelace, a senior officer in the Ministry of Education with specific responsibility for the GATE program. And Mrs. Lovelace will take us through some GATE-related matters. Over to you, Mrs. Lovelace.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you, Jarrell. The GATE program is one that was designed to assist students with tertiary expenses. Hence that the meaning of that acronym, GATE, it simply means Government Assistance for Tertiary Expenses. In order for a student to be eligible to receive GATE funding, there are 3 basic criteria that you must understand, you must know. The first one is the student must be a citizen. The second criterion is the student must be under the age of 50. And the third one is, and is more recent, the student must be a first-time recipient. What do I mean by being a national, being a citizen? During the application process, the student is asked for several documents. They are the identity documents that help us to determine whether a student is a citizen of Trinidad and Tobago. So we would request items such as your national ID card or passport. Secondly, we would also ask to see your acceptance letter, which will also assist us in understanding whether the institution, the UE, for example, would have accepted you as a national of this country or a non-national. In terms of the age limit, that was a policy that was introduced in 2016, and it remains the policy. Students under the age of 50 are the ones who would be eligible for funding under the GATE program. More recently, in November of 2020, we would have revised the GATE policies. And this more recent policy is one that is critical to the new students who are coming into programs now in 2021. That policy says that a student must be a first-time recipient, or rather, another way of putting it is that the student who has received GATE funding for a program of study prior to 2021 will not be eligible for funding under the GATE program. Coupled with that, we have revised the means test policy as well, which was introduced in 2017. The information regarding the means test can be viewed on our FAQs page on the GATE website. How does a student apply for GATE funding? The first step in the process is that the student must apply for and obtain an e-service ID. This information was provided to the university, and it will be made available to all students because that student must apply through the TT Connect website, at which point you will receive your e-service ID. It's a number that starts with E, your year of birth, and a number of about 7 random numbers thereafter. That's the ID that you are going to use for your lifetime during the GATE service. So once you receive that number, it is your number for life, and that's the number that you're going to use to access the GATE e-service site. The student must apply for GATE via the e-service. We have no paper-based system, so the only way you can apply is to submit an application via the e-service website. I am asking students to pay very close attention to items such as your email address. We ask students to ensure that you provide us with an email address that is an active address, because the only way that we respond to students or we contact students would be through an email. We send information, notifications, everything we send to you via your email. Which takes us now to the application process. Once you, the student, a new student, applies for GATE, your application is assessed based on all the items that I would have identified earlier, based on your IDs, etc. And then we look at it against the policies, which takes you to the point of GATE clearance. I am asking all students, please do not confuse GATE clearance under the GATE service with the university's financial clearance. Financial clearance is a terminology, as Ms. Gooding would have said earlier, that you're going to hear very, very often while in your life on the campus. Financial clearance may or may not be directly related to GATE. I'm asking students as well to ensure that you read your reasons for your AR holds. All of these items may or may not be aligned to GATE. Your first point of reference when you have a hold, my dear students, would be your bursary, your financial persons, your admissions persons, anyone at the university. Only at that point, if your issue is identified as being a GATE-related issue, then it will be sent to GATE. GATE clearance is that point in the application process that helps us to determine whether you are eligible for funding for the program that you are enrolled in. At that point, we send you a notification. You would either see a notification stating you have been clearance approved or you have been clearance rejected. Once your application has been clearance rejected, a notification is given to you as to the reason why. Once you see that, it clearly identifies exactly why you have been rejected. This stage of the application is strictly policy oriented. And you would find that a lot of the time students tend to reach out to us indicating that they don't understand the reasoning. However, some of the reasons we can respond to you via email. We tend to reach out to some students when there are critical cases as well. Once the application is clearance approved, then it goes to the final stage of the process, which is called the means testing phase. That stage is another stage that helps us to determine how much money GATE will actually pay on your behalf to the institution. The thing is that GATE clearance, again, should not be confused with means testing. There are different rates, which you will see on our FAQs page, that can be applied to the student's application based on the financial information that you, the student, would have provided to us. The means test feature of the GATE application is a cost sharing feature. It's a method that is used to help us to determine what level of contribution that a family can make towards a student's education. Once that application has been processed by the means test unit, the application then goes to the university. You, the student, can see the percentage that your rate has, the percentage rate that has been applied to your application. The university will be able to see that as well. And at that point, the university is tasked with applying the correct fee to your application. Again, students who are owing the university any type of ancillary fees or anything like that, anything that is not related to tuition, you are required to contact your bursary. The process of GATE clearance could be a lengthy one, depending on exactly what it is we require, what we need to see from you, the student, or it could be a very short one. We ask students to constantly check their emails. You can also log in using your e-service ID to view the status of your application. So the student can go in, log in, click on the field that says inquire application status, and he or she will be able to view the status of your application at that point. Let's take the final few minutes to talk about the HELP program. The HELP program is also a program, it's a loan program that is partnered with the GATE program to assist students. For help loan information, students can contact any one of the 4 commercial banks. You can visit FCB, Republic Bank, the Royal Bank, or Scotia Bank, because the application for a help loan must be done through the bank before it gets to GATE. I have to remind or have to inform students, though, that there are certain policies that apply to the help loan, which you must understand. Firstly, you must be eligible for GATE funding. So it means that you must be accessing GATE funding to receive a help loan. You have to maintain your GPA throughout the years at the university in order to access the help loan as a continuing student as well. Those are 2 very important points that you, the student, must understand and remember it, because along the way, you may think that I didn't meet my GPA, but I still apply for a help loan because I need to pay for other things. It doesn't work like that. It is the 2 programs are paired, they're tied together. There are other options that would be available to students via the help loan. We ask students to contact us at the GATE office for that type of information. That's pretty much it. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Sorry, thank you so much, Mrs. Lovelace, for taking the time to share with us. We really appreciate that you've come and you've just shared this information on GATE. We know that we have quite a number of questions coming in from students. I want to say to students that we are noting your questions first and foremost. Of course, there are some questions that are very personal to your situation or circumstance. And so what we are suggesting that you do is get in contact with the officials at the GATE office to talk through those very personal details and get the accurate information that you will need. So what Mrs. Lovelace would have so gracefully done for us this afternoon is just share an overview of the GATE program, things that you need to know. Of course, we are operating in the virtual space, and so a lot of the information is now online. And so it's important that we take up the responsibility as new students to familiarize ourselves with that information that is online. I know that we did not get a chance to get through all of your questions this afternoon, and understandably so, but rest assured we are going to do our best to provide you with additional reading material for you to engage with that would help simplify this process. We know that there are perhaps high anxiety levels as well. We understand that, and like I said last week, you're definitely in the right place. We are going to get through this process together. So Mrs. Lovelace would have provided you with a summary of pertinent information you need to know at this point. We would have shared with you as well in the chat some emails and some web support resources as well that you can engage with. We know that you have additional questions, and we're asking that for those questions you reach out directly to the officials at the GATE office. Also, to comment on Mrs. Gooden's presentation earlier, Mrs. Gooden would have walked us through the fees and given us that breakdown of fees at the UWI St. Augustine campus that's separate and apart from the funding that you receive from GATE and the process that you undergo with that entire GATE program. And so we would have also shared some information with you in the chat that you can engage with as well. So we, for persons who have not yet joined our Facebook group, we are asking that you do so because the information that we did not get to provide today and the material we did not get to cover today, we'll definitely share that in that for you to engage with at a later time. So I want to say thank you so much to Mrs. Lovelace and again to Mrs. Gooden for taking the time to share. At this point, I want to invite Ms. Simone Roberts from our admissions team. For persons that were here last week, you would have met her. We will proceed momentarily to break out into smaller groups where we go through with our admissions team members the registration process. So they will now explain to you in a very practical way what those steps are, and you will also get an opportunity to ask questions, as in put on your microphones, and when called upon, ask your questions, all right? So just for you to know that our sessions at the very first two presentations that you would have heard are just for you to receive that information, and the breakout sessions that we're going to go into now would cover the registration process that you would undergo as a new student. So I invite Ms. Roberts at this time just to perhaps give us a bit more insight into what to expect from the breakout room sessions, after which we will assign you to the respective groups. Over to you, Ms. Roberts.
Thank you so much, Jarrell. Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining us. Welcome back to those of you who were with us last week in our session last week, and welcome to those of you who are joining us for the first time today. In this afternoon session, the admissions team will prepare you for the registration process, which will begin in August, but we thought, that we can start early and give you at least an introduction into what will be required of you when that time comes around. So as Mr. Alder said, you will be in 3 rooms, and you would have 3 representatives from the admissions team there with you, who would first provide you with a general presentation, and then you would have an opportunity to ask your questions on your registration process. Okay? Thank you, Gerard.
Thank you so much, Ms. Roberts. So students, at this time, we'll proceed to send you invitations for you to join the groups. So stay on the call. You will see a notification pop up on screen. You simply just accept, after which you'll be assigned to the respective groups. So it might take just a few minutes to get through, just to get everyone in the room. So just bear with us, ensure that you stay on the call so that you can then engage with our admissions team members, who will take you through the second part of our program.
Everyone, my name is Mr. Garth Jones. I'm from the admissions office, UWI. We're just here to give you just a quick summary of what the registration process is like. All right. So let's get started. All right, so registration for semester 1 begins on the 23rd of August, 2021, and ends on the 17th of September, 2021. All right. As a reminder that students are to select your courses online each semester. All right, so something that you do each semester. So semester 1, semester 2, and summer. All right, so the registration process is completed in 7 easy steps. It's available on this link here. It's also on our website, so you can also go through it and see what the steps are. Let's be going through it anyway. So step 1 is to access your registration information, right? Basically, that means the academic calendar, which is posted online with important dates and deadlines, and your faculty booklets for information on courses. So that's basically called like the syllabus and regulations booklet for each faculty. That's also available on the website. Okay. Step 2 is to attend academic advising. I saw some questions earlier on in the previous presentation concerning this. Information for advising, academic advising, will be more published in August. Right? They haven't had any meetings as yet as to what the exact dates, but you would have that information by mid to early August. Right? And during that time also, you would have something called a faculty orientation for each faculty, and they would go through introducing the deans, the academic staff, what's expected of you, how the advising process would go on and stuff like that, right? So you'll be guided accordingly by your faculty, all right? Just a reminder that academic advising is compulsory for all students, right? So you need to have it done. Most of you also would have noticed if you've been accepted, you'd see something called advising hold on your account, right? So if you don't attend academic advising, that hold will remain there and you wouldn't be able to select any courses. So that is something that you need to do. All right, step 3, register for GATE. All right, and we had a lovely presentation from Ms. Lovelace earlier. Any information concerning GATE, you can also visit their website. We have it there. All right. They'd also have email addresses from Ms. Lovelace's office and stuff like that if you have any general queries. Right? All right. Step 4, select semester 1 or year-long courses online. So you'd log into your student portal to get that done, right? If you haven't done so before, you can try this. You can use you're using your ID number, the ID number we gave you, or registration number. And the first time you're entering this portal, it'll be your date of birth in the form of year, month, day, right? And you can change it to whatever you want to do after that, right? So the whole year, month, day, right, is your PIN for when you're entering the portal for the first time. All right, step 5, you pay your fees, enroll in the fee pay to obtain financial clearance. Again, in the previous presentation, Ms. Gooden gave you some information about that. If you probably didn't get all the information, all this will be posted on our website. So you can always access this information later on. All right, we're still going through it right now and updating the website, and you would have that information pretty soon. Okay. All right, step 6, submit your documents to obtain financial clearance. Because of the situation we're in right now with COVID, you wouldn't be coming into campus to submit those documents as before. You'd email it to us, right? And they'll have steps on the website concerning how you'll get that done and what exactly needs to be attached in that email to get financial clearance, right? All right, step 7 is to obtain a UE ID card / smart card. As of now, we are not allowing persons on campus, so you wouldn't be able to collect your smart card as yet, but you can go onto this website once you've completed all the steps and submit your photos for the ID card to start printing those ID cards. So once we get permission from the government to allow the campus to be reopened, you can come and collect your ID cards, all right? All right, so a student is only fully registered once you select your courses and you paid all your fees, basically. So that is a 2-step process. It's not just selecting your courses online. You need to pay fees as well to be fully registered, right? Once you're registered, you're allowed access to My E-Learning, to attend lectures, sit exams, access to library resources, and membership to the Guild of Students, right? All right, so that comes to the end of the presentation, and we'll now enter any questions or entertain any questions that you may have. You could use okay, someone's raised their hand already. So Chevette Lawrence.
Hi, good afternoon. Thank you so much for that presentation. Hi. I have a question regarding the payment plan. Is it that if you obviously decide to go through the payment plan and you pay your first installment by September 15th, for whatever date it is, do you get financial clearance up to that date?
Right. Well, I'm not from the bursary, but how it works is that they have split it up into certain. Everyone will be using the payment plan from now on, right? It wouldn't be optional. So once you pay that first tranche of fees that they ask for, you'll get clearance up till the next payment is due, right? So you'll get that clearance, provisional clearance until then. So you'll have access to everything.
Okay, great, understood.
Who's next? Jonathan.
Yeah, hey, good afternoon. My question is more related to the faculty booklets, right?
Right.
So would these have the information in terms of the courses that we would need to register for each faculty and for each program? Correct,
it would.
Okay.
So to access these booklets, right, you can go on to the university's main page, right? If you look to the right-hand side, there's some menus on the left, prospective students, current students and stuff. But if you look to the right, there's a menu saying forms and downloads. When you click on that and you scroll down to the bottom, you'll see syllabus and faculty syllabus and regulations for each faculty. So you click on the one that you want and read it through. So it comes up as a PDF, and you can save it on your desktop or your laptop, and you have access to it at all times.
Okay, and there is an updated one for this current school year that's about to
Not
begin.
yet, because the current academic year hasn't ended as yet.
Oh,
It's going to
okay.
end in July the 26th, I believe. But so until then, they wouldn't have a new booklet. They'll be publishing that pretty soon. All right?
Okay. All right. Thank you very much.
No problem, sir. Take care. Lennox McWilliams.
Hi.
Oh, sorry, I missed somebody. Shanika Edwards. Sorry.
Good afternoon.
Hi.
My question is, when exactly do we have to like apply for GATE? Like only when we register for our courses, then we apply? Or
Because you're a new student, you don't have to wait until you're registered for courses, actually. And Ms. Lovelace didn't really touch on that, but from the July the 1st, the GATE website will be open for persons who are applying for September. Right? So if you have your acceptance letter and you have all your documents ready to go, you can apply for GATE from July the 1st. So you don't have to wait until August to get it all done. So you could get it done early and have your eGate application ready for when you have to register for your courses. Right?
so could I like send the application now?
No, it's early. July the 1st will be open.
Okay. And for GATE is just tuition, right? And the compulsory fees will be our own.
Right. Compulsory fees will be paid by you.
Thank you.
All right, no problem. Take care. Lennox, you disappeared? Okay, hold on.
All right.
Okay, go for it.
I applied last year, right? I got my acceptance letter, everything.
Right.
I asked for a deferral, which I got. So the process going forward now is what with the registration?
All right, so you'd have gotten a new letter for this year by chance?
Not yet, no.
What program did you apply to, or were accepted?
The dramatic engineering.
Right. So when you got the deferral, they should have sent an updated letter for 2021, 2022. So you never got
nothing. No, I never got anything.
Well, I'm gonna write down your name. 1 second. It's Lennox. It's McWilliams.
MC and then with it, yeah.
All right, I'll speak to the clerk about this to see what's happening. Because unless they're using the letter you got last year, the ID number would remain the same. Right, so you'll be using the same ID number, but they're supposed to send an updated offer to you. So I'll talk to her about it and see what they say.
Yeah.
Get back to you. All right, you should have your information.
So basically all the information I sent already, it's there. I don't have to send.
No, everything is there. So the only thing you should have gotten is like a new offer reply form. That's about it.
Okay. No, I never received any.
All right, so let's talk to the clerk about it and she would contact you.
All right, no problem. Thanks.
Right? You have some time still because, again, registration doesn't begin until mid-August.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, thanks.
Right? But if you're using Gate, that's where we need probably.
No, I'm not using Gate.
You're using Gate? Okay.
I'm not paying for it.
Okay, well, you should be fine.
All right, thanks.
All right, no problem. Take care. Antonio Roberts.
Yeah, good afternoon. Question. Say I got accepted to do a particular program, but say I would like to change it, or not directly change it, but like say I want to do a double major. I originally applied for economics and I like to do economics and management. At what part of the process would I be able to do that, if I would be able to do it at all? And if that would affect GATE?
It would not affect it right away because you don't choose double majors in your first year, right? So at the end of year one, you would indicate to your dean's office and also to our office that you have a desire to pick up another major. All right, so you put it in writing, asking to pick up that major, and we would send you back send you a correspondence once it's approved by your dean. At that point in time, you could use that letter as proof that you're now doing a double major for when you have to apply for GATE for year 2. Right?
Okay.
That's it basically. So you wouldn't worry about that just yet. Hello? I think he's gone.
Yeah. Noted. Thanks a lot.
Okay, no problem. Gabriel Maharaj.
All right, good day.
Hi.
I just wanted to know how to access the student portal because I've been trying to log in and it's not letting me log in.
All right, now if you use the wrong password more than 3 times, it's gonna lock you out, right? So how many times have you tried so far?
Like about 27.
Okay. What you can do, you can send an email to add. Oh, wait, you have a pen and paper?
Yeah.
Okay. All common letters, ADMIS.
EDMIS.
At.
At.
STA.
STA.
.uwi. .edu.
You send an email to that?
Send an email to that indicating that you try to log into the portal and you may have.
But what was supposed to be my password? Though? The one that I
The password would be your whole, if it's the initial time of getting it, it'll be the whole year, month, day of your date.
Oh, I didn't use them.
Right, so you type in the whole year, month, day, no spaces.
All right, thanks.
If you put anything else, it'll, after the third attempt, it will lock you out.
All right, thank you.
Just send that email to that email address, the CSRs will reset your PIN.
All right, thanks.
All right, no problem. Jermaine Shakespeare. Oh, yeah, there you go. Okay.
Good afternoon.
Hi.
I was a bit late, so I was wondering, for the miscellaneous fees, right? By how soon can we pay it?
Miscellaneous fees. Well, no, you'll pay that in August. Well, that is you normally pay those fees in the first tranche of that payment plan. All right, so you don't have to pay that right now. That's like in August. So the deadline was actually, sorry?
So in August.
In August, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
All right, no problem. All right, Soraya Graves.
Yes, hi, good day.
Hi.
I wanted to ask a question about the registration. So, I'm currently a CAPE student finishing this year, and I have my Unit 1 results, but I had queried those results, and my school hadn't gotten back my original certificate, right? And I explained that when I submitted all my documents, but I got an email stating that UE does not accept unofficial documents. So I just want to make sure that my application process, it doesn't hinder that, because I had explained what is going on.
All right, so what we really need is a certified copy of your grades to make a decision, at least for Unit 1. So if you say that your grades are still is under a query still, right? Or you have gotten back a response from them?
It queried, and my school hadn't gotten back the copy. So when I went for it, my school says they don't have it.
Okay. Well, we wouldn't be able to make a decision until we actually get those grades. Are they going to send it to you online by chance?
I'm not sure, but I had spoken to my school principal, and he said he would let me know when they receive.
Okay, these are the two options you have there, right? We definitely need those results, a certified copy of those results from the school. As soon as you get it, if you get a soft copy of it, because sometimes they send it via soft copy, you can get the school principal to sign it to confirm that it's correct.
Right.
Or if you get the grade slip because I don't think you'll get the certificate right away. If you get the grade slip from the school, you can make a copy of it and get the school to certify it.
So what I had done was my results had actually changed online. So my principal had taken like a screenshot of that. He printed it and he stamped and signed it, and that's what I had submitted.
Okay. Well, what you can do is submit that for now and indicate in the email that you have not gotten access to the grade slip as yet. They may still leave it as outstanding because it's just a screenshot of it, but we can use that to make a decision.
I will do that again. Thank you.
Right? Let's explain to them that you haven't gotten it yet, and this is all you have so far, and we'll update it on the system, but we'll still leave it as outstanding until you get the certificate or the grade slip from the school.
All right. Okay. Thank you.
No problem. Let's see here. Gabriel Maharaj, is that an old hand or is that you have another question? Okay, I guess they don't have a question. Adriel?
Hello, good afternoon. So I registered and sent in my, not registered, sent in my application and everything. And I applied to 4 different programs. And I got into one and I got my offer letter and everything, but it wasn't a program that I wanted. So I declined the offer, and all the programs that I applied to, they said that a decision has already been made for the one program that I want to get into. But I haven't received an offer letter because they said that they're pending my documents. And I don't understand, because I already got into one program. So that means they already have all of my documents. So what do I do in this case? Because they won't give me my offer.
What are the other choices that you had?
I got into agribusiness, and the program I want is psychology, management studies, or marketing. So for psychology, they're saying that my offer is pending my documents, but I've already sent in all my documents. So what should I do there?
Okay, what documents have you submitted?
I have submitted, hold on, let me pull it up.
Okay, this might take a little longer. It might be kind of personal. So what I'll do, just send me an email, and I'll check on it for you. So my full name is Garth, Garth.
Yes.
.Jones, Jones.
Okay.
At sta.uwi.edu.
Okay.
All right, just send me an email and I'll check on it for you.
Okay.
Talk
Thank
to
you.
the clerk. All right?
Yes,
No
thank
problem.
you.
Okay, take care. Sana? Okay, Celine Supnanan?
Hi, my question is regarding towards GATE. I'm not sure if you'll be able to answer it.
I'll try to answer.
So when I now get accepted, I did actually apply for GATE same time, but I didn't know you had to wait until it was coming closer. I didn't know it was 2 or 3 months before. So when I applied, they get back to me and tell me it was rejected because of how I applied too early. So I was wondering if I could reapply or not.
Yeah, sure. So from July the 1st, you can reapply again for the next academic year.
But I'll be able to use the same ID number as before, or I'll have to get a different one.
You keep that GATE ID number forever. So you'll be using that every semester.
So use the same ID and reapply.
Yeah, correct.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Gabrielle?
Yeah. My question is, I applied to UE last year, but because of spacing, they were already filled.
Sorry, Gabrielle, very faint.
Okay. I applied to UE last year, but because the course I wanted to do was full, they deferred me to this year. And I already applied for it very recently. But seeing that I'm supposed to apply after July the 5th, what do I do now?
Still didn't hear you. Can you use the chat? Can you send it on a chat so I could hear you? I could respond to you then.
Okay.
All right. Sorry, I just couldn't hear you there at all. All right. Sana?
Hi, good afternoon. I applied to GATE a little earlier, like last week. So would I have to apply again July the 1st? Because they sent an email to confirm, and they told me to change the password and everything.
Again, when they process that, they'll probably send back an email to you to cancel it. Right. So eventually you'll have to do a new application for the correct academic year. Whatever you did was for the last year. Well, this current year that we're in right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because that's what's open right now, for especially persons doing summer classes. That's still open for persons doing summer. So from July the 1st, they would definitely be open for 2021, 2022. So I guess when they process it, just like the person before, they would cancel that cancel that and you have to do a new one.
Okay, thank you.
No problem. Zion Gomez.
Good day.
Hi.
Yeah. So I've received the GATE funding for a program in the past. Would I still be eligible to receive funding for this coming program? And concerning the GATE ID being the one that you would use for the rest of your life, would I still be using that GATE ID furthermore?
Right now, as of last year, I believe the government put some more restrictions on GATE. So you only have to use it once.
Okay.
So if you use GATE for a program before, you can't use it again for a new program.
All right, no problem.
I don't think anything changed for the new academic year, but that's what happened this academic year just ended.
All right, thanks.
All right, no problem. I'm looking for. So I don't see anything in the chat as yet. I was looking out at the chat for your query, right? Bashira?
Hi, afternoon. I just have a question. It's kind of similar to the person who talked about her documents when she was applying. I'm also doing CAPE Unit 2. So when I had to upload my documents for Unit 1, I took a screenshot of my, I think they call it the student portal, which shows you your grades. I printed that. I submitted it to my principal. She signed it, and then I uploaded it. And I got accepted with that and everything. So when I get the official certificate from CXC themselves, do I have to submit that again?
Yes, you do.
Okay, so
so for your file, especially if you're moving on to another program, you definitely need to have that certificate on file.
Okay.
Right. So get it a copy certified and submit it to us as soon as possible.
Is there like a certain date? Because I don't know when I'll be getting that from CXC, because I know they stopped off because they had like a lockdown.
Right.
So is there like a certain date for at least Unit 1? I know CAPE Unit 2 wouldn't come out right away.
Right. We're being very flexible this year with that. So we may go all the way in September, depending on how long it takes you all to get that Unit 1 certificate.
Okay, so would there be like an update letting us know by when, or it's just like a guess?
No, we wouldn't give you a deadline, full deadline. Once you've been accepted, that's fine. But we need that for your file later on. So as soon as you get it, bring it into us.
Okay, no problem. Thank you.
The same will go for your Unit 2. Because you wouldn't be getting your Unit 2 certificate now. You'll get sometime next year. So
right.
In your first year, you'd have to get that certified and bring it into us.
Okay, so by my same principal or anybody, I know there's a list. Okay.
Yeah, because the principal would be the cheapest route. Everybody else would charge you to get certified.
Okay, thank you.
No problem. Kadeem?
Yes, hello?
Hi.
Yeah, so I applied to I passed the open campus program in order to get into UE main campus. I was GATE funded then, so am I to understand that I would have to pay for my first semester in UE as well as the other semesters, seeing as I was GATE funded in open campus?
Right, so again, I'm not from the GATE office, I'm not from the bursary. The policy that they indicated last year is that they're not paying for a second program. So they'll pay for one program and that's it.
All right, thank you.
Okay? No problem. Let's see. So. Okay, Ariane Richards.
Hi. My question is related to the person that asked about GATE. She said she applied and they sent her stuff. I also registered for my GATE ID, but I didn't start the process yet. That's okay?
Yeah, that's fine. So once you have your GATE number from July and you have your acceptance letter from UE, from July the 1st, you can apply for your GATE assistance.
Okay, thank you.
Right, so you're good. All right. Lennox. McWilliams? Anox?
Hi. The question about the login. I had a password and login last year. I'm trying to get in. It hasn't locked me out as yet. So do I have to, can I change it here or still have to email the individual?
Also, you can't remember the password or you?
No, it automatically came up and I pressed login and it refusing.
Refusing, okay. So you'd send that email to the same email address I gave the person earlier?
Admin at...
No, not admin. Admis. ADMIS.
ADMIS.
Yeah. At sta.uwi.edu.
All right, but it doesn't lock me out, but I can't change it here. I need the person to do it.
No, no, I wouldn't change it. I don't reset pins. The customer service reps would reset the pins for you.
Yeah, but it never, it hasn't locked me out though, but I would stop trying now.
All right. Well, okay, how do you access your grades? What program you did before?
No, this first time with my master's.
Oh, with your master's?
Yeah.
But then you just get in with your date of birth.
It gave me login and
so
I set it last year and it's still it refusing right now. So.
Okay, well, just for them to reset it. Right?
So the email address.
Yeah.
All right then.
Well, actually, the email address I gave you is actually undergrad. I'm from the undergrad office, so really a postgrad office that you're supposed to be
well, look,
in to get
I was doing the classes and there was a little hiccup with sending my documents from the college,
right.
And I was told I missed so much, so just defer it until this year. So.
No problem. Resetting your PIN for that portal is not a problem. So once you send the request, they would they'll sort it out.
All right, thanks.
All right, so it'll revert to your date of birth, the whole year, month, day.
For the password and the login.
Yeah.
The login will be what they have to set.
Well, it's your UE ID number, and the PIN will be your date of birth.
All I got to read acceptance letter and the number that came considered. So that's the ID number, right?
Yeah, that's correct. That's the ID number.
All right, so I'll look for the form and I'll try to get. All right, thanks.
Okay, no problem, sir. Take care. Aaron Bain.
Hi.
Hi, what's up?
I'm currently a CAPE student, right? And I got accepted based on my Unit 1 results. I just wanted to know if my Unit 2 results would determine whether or not I stay at UWI or not. Or if it will determine my acceptance.
For this academic year, the university made a decision to accept persons based on Unit 1 only. Okay. Once you show proof that you're registered for Unit 2, you could be accepted, right?
Okay, all right.
If you happen to fail anything, well, we already gave you the offer for that based on Unit 1. But from the why they made that decision is because most persons who do well in Unit 1 usually do well in Unit 2. So they made a decision. So instead of waiting, because results for Unit 2 is going to be coming out probably at the end of October this year. We can't wait till then. Right? So once you have that offer for Unit 1, you're good to go.
Okay, all right. Thanks.
With me waiting on Unit 2 at all. But you need to bring it in first to certify or get certified and send it to us.
Right? Yeah, no problem.
No problem. All right, take care. Aaron Bain.
That was me raising the one.
Oh, sorry. Let's drop your hand there again. All right. Gabriel Maharaj.
Yeah, just one more question, right? I was watching, I know you're not inclined with the gate situation, but I was watching my application status here on the Gate service website, right? And it's saying clearance verified. That means I got accepted or?
Clearance verified. Well, they probably clear you for summer. So what do you do is contact them to find out if that's correct, because really from July the 1st you could apply.
Oh, because it's saying clearance verified.
Probably somebody made an error on their part and probably cleared you for summer 2020, 2021. So I suggest you contact them to get that cleared up.
All right, thanks.
All right, no problem. Let's see here. Bashira.
Hi again. Last week I talked to you about the same gates problem. Well, what he sorry, I can't remember the name. What he just spoke about how basically I submitted my application and I have my status right now is clearance verified. But what you told me last week, what to do is to wait until July. Don't cancel it or anything like that. Just wait until July 1st and then contact them to find out if it's still applicable or if I have to do it over. Is that the case or should I email them now to find out?
You can wait till then, or you can email them now. Ms. Lovelace spoke about it briefly, I think, in her presentation earlier. But they could sort that out for you. So let's contact them, and they would either cancel it or they could transfer your application to the next one. But most likely you'll have to do it over.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, take care. Joshua Khan.
I wanted to know, when would we be able to see like course schedules or course outlines and breakdowns of how the fees would go in terms of tuition?
All right, so course outlines, fees, and stuff is already on the website, and that's not going to change for the next academic year. So the course outlines will be in your faculty booklets or syllabus and regulation booklets. All right, so that is available on the website right now. Fees is also on the same page. So when if you go into the university's homepage, on the right hand side there's some links for different things, and one of them is forms and downloads. When you click on that, it opens up the list of all the forms that we have and booklets that we have online. The fee booklet and the syllabus and regulation booklets are on those in that webpage. So you gotta get that access. The other one you asked about, what? Timetables?
No, I didn't ask about that. I was asking about basically the syllabus and the fees.
All right, so those two things are available right now. Now remember,
Okay,
fees. Now when you look at the fees, it's not gonna state like a flat fee like 15,000 or 20,000. It's gonna have the fees by per credit, right? Most UE courses, first year courses, are 3 credit courses, right? And for your first year, you'll be doing 5 courses. So 5 by 3, and that's how you'll work it out and by your tuition. And you'll work it out that way for the first semester, right? Or for the academic year, it'll be normally 30 credits. You'd complete in your first academic year by the amount of fees for that particular faculty. So when you go through the booklet, you'll see it's listed per credit, per faculty, by faculty, right? So that's how you'll work it out, right?
Okay, thanks.
Except for medical sciences, and medical sciences has their fees stated clear, right? Because it's not really per credit, right? Hope I answered your question.
Yeah, thanks.
Okay, no problem. Cousin Taylor.
Yes, sir. This question was again for GATE. With the current situation, some businesses closed, and with the means test, I could not get payslip stamped. So I would like to know if you have any idea if an affidavit could stamp them, and I could send it in.
All right. All these questions for GATE, we don't really deal with GATE in the admissions office. You may have to contact GATE directly and speak to them. Okay, we wouldn't be seeing the application at all. All we're seeing is when you submit the form saying that you have been cleared from GATE. So whatever information you got from Ms. Lovelace in the earlier presentation, or if you have an email address for everyone to contact them, I'd suggest sending a query to the GATE office to get an answer concerning that query that you have there. Right?
Yeah, all right, thanks.
Sorry, well, I couldn't answer that one. All right, so you have 5 more minutes, so let's see if I could get some more questions in. Amari Huggins. No?
Afternoon, sir.
Right.
I have a question about the application status.
Sure.
Two of my choices show that the decision was already made, but the offer was pending documents.
Mm-hmm.
And my first choice had incomplete items outstanding. I wanted to know what was the situation with that.
All right. It all depends on what you submitted to us. So what documents did you submit to the application?
A CAPE Unit 1 copy, at least the certified copy, the CSEP slip, and birth certificate and the other UE form documents that they gave us.
Right, and those are all certified, right?
Yeah.
Okay. What factor did you see in this offered pending documents? Is it social sciences?
One was environmental and natural resource management, and the other was criminology, and yeah, that's a criminology.
Criminology falls under society. All right.
Yeah.
Again, I'd suggest that you send an email to us. Just to query it. In your case, it would be ugapply@sta.uwi.edu.
Okay, thanks.
All right. All common letters, ugapply. Let's send us an email indicating the problems that you're having, and the CSR will forward it to the relevant person so they can answer you.
All right, thanks.
Right? So I can't really put it up here right now in the middle of the presentation, but to see what documents you have online and what was missing.
Okay, thanks.
All right. Did you indicate that you're writing Unit 2?
Yes, sir.
All right. Okay. Well, that should be fine. But let's send an email to us and we'll look into it for you.
All right.
All right. No problem. Zion Gomez.
Hey, can you enlighten me a little more on how the credit system works and how does it also in relation to the completion of my program?
All right. So depending on the faculty, and you have a certain amount of credits that you need to complete within a 3-year period, or a 5-year period, or 4-year period, depending on the program you're in. Let's take social sciences, for example, or humanity and education. They normally have a 90. To complete your degree, you need 90 credits, or to pass 90 credits within a 3-year period. Right? Each credit or each course is normally worth 3 credits, and you'll be doing 30 credits per academic year. So that's how it works.
All right.
So within that, if you want to do a minor, because you remember when you look at your syllabus, so when you all go for academic advising, you'd realize that even though you have to do 90 credits to complete or 101 credits to complete, the compulsory subjects that you have for your degree wouldn't be so much. It might be 65 or something like that. The rest of courses to make up the 90 credits or 101 credits would be your electives, right? So you can pick up courses in different areas if you like, or you can pick up a minor, 2 minors, a double major. And that's what will make up the extra courses to complete your degree.
All right, thanks.
No problem. You'll get some more information concerning that piece when you go for your orientation and academic advising. Right? So that'll be done later on, probably in August, with your faculty.
No problem.
No problem. Omari Huggins. Okay. Ariana Maharaj.
Hi, good day. So, now my 2 questions. One is GATE. Well, many people mentioned it already, but I got clearance verified as well, and I sent in my application about 2 weeks now, and it has the academic year, the program, etc. So should I email them to find out about it, or just wait till July 1st?
Again, I suggest that you email them now to let's clear it up. Because July 1st is pretty soon. So let's clear it up for you and see what they say from there. If they have to cancel it from now, and then you could reapply from July 1st, they'll give you the advice on that.
Okay, and second question is, once I get the means testing and everything verified from GATE and how much I'm getting, they are paying for me, before the 70% payment plan, would I have to pay anything beside compulsory fees to UE?
I think what they're saying is that you're paying, well, I don't want to answer that because that's a bullshit question. But for sure, your compulsory fees has to be paid in the first payment, in the payment plan.
Right.
I don't know what percentage you'll be paying in your tuition. Right? So they may have a certain amount that everyone has to pay. They'll have to determine what the amount would be. Right?
Okay, so you're not sure if I'll have to pay or if GATE will just cover it one time.
Well, no, but they're not covering the full 100%. So whatever percentage, the most likely they will start with the majority of persons will be getting the 70%. Right? Yeah, 70%, I think it's 70% you'll be getting. So they'll determine based on that what your payment percentage would be. All right, so again, they'll get that information to you later on.
Okay, welcome back, everyone. I know that the rooms would have been closed before you actually got the warning, and we sincerely apologize for that. But let me say welcome back to the main session. I want to take this opportunity to say thank you so much to the members of our admissions team for facilitating the questions. We really do appreciate the time taken to do that. And of course, students, we're happy that you would have come forward with your questions, because this is, of course, the forum to do that. We are preparing to wind down, and I want to just share a few reminders with you. We are going to share with you a link, a survey link, to provide us with some feedback this afternoon. Well, based on this afternoon's session, your feedback is very valuable to us. It really helps in ensuring that we improve on future sessions for you. So we're asking that you take the time to complete that survey and share your feedback with us. The link is placed in the chat. It's simply to click and just to complete the survey, just a few questions. Again, we need your feedback so that we know how to improve the overall program, so that it proves to be very effective to your needs. Today, we spent some time talking about fees and GATE-related matters, and of course, our admissions team would have taken you through the registration process, and we would have had quite a healthy discourse on related matters. Next week, we are going to be focusing on learning in the online mode. I know that, or we know rather, that this is new to some of you, learning in this virtual space, and so we want to ensure that you are prepared. So our main session next week will deal with that, some of the things that you should be thinking about, how you can make virtual learning fun, how you can make it successful and comfortable for you as you prepare for your academic journey. And so with that, I want to again say thank you to all of our facilitators, Mrs. Gooding, Mrs. Lovelace, and of course the entire admissions team. We want to say thank you, students, for showing up. Thank you for choosing the UWI St. Augustine campus. We're very appreciative that you have. Be sure to join our FYE Facebook group if you have not. Be sure to also check out our FYE website, where you'll get information on all orientation-related matters. Be sure to connect with us. Contact information would have been shared with you in both the main and breakout sessions. So feel free to ensure that you stay connected so that we can continue this dialogue. So on behalf of the entire DSSD team, and by extension the entire family at the UWI St. Augustine campus, I want to say thank you. And next week, join us again, same time. We'll be sure to send you the link, and we look forward to having another great session. So thank you, everyone, and do enjoy the rest of your afternoon until we meet again next week. Thank you.
I